Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about a specific type of confidence that I think will help any guy out. So there really hasn't been a definition or defined term for this, so I'm just going to make one up. It's called owning your weaknesses confidence. Now, how is this different from other types of confidence? Let's take one specific type of confidence in comparison, just to contrast them. So this type of confidence is the idea or mindset or perspective that you need to have this model image of how you look and how you talk and how you act. And if you don't have that, you're not going to do well. And these people who have this confidence, they either have this image of themselves or they are making it seem like they do, or hiding the traits that don't really correlate with this image. So let's define this more concretely. Think of the guy who thinks you need to be very muscular, very handsome, a male model, and you have to have great clothing and fashion and style, and you have to act a certain way. You know, you have to be the alpha male in the room and boss people around and show that you are the leader and the guy who like bosses everyone around. And so again, you can see there's a bit of an insecurity and ego there. And so some of these people, they're either already there for whatever reason, or they're trying to get there, or they're hiding traits that don't correlate with this and just trying to make themselves look like this. And so again, there's a bit of insecurity there, and it can also branch out into other areas. You know, if you're the star athlete or whatever, you can go the same way. And again, it's not everyone who has this, but it's a very specific niche type, and I'm just using it as a illustration. And so what's the other type of confidence in contrast to this? It's owning your weaknesses confidence. Now, I actually really like guys who can do this. I mean, they just light up the room if they can really do this well. Oftentimes they also have charisma and a lot of other traits, but it is very, amazing seeing a guy like this. I want to hang around this guy. You almost gravitate towards him. Well, this is an extreme version of this trait, but you don't have to go that extreme. Just understand what this is. So basically, you have weaknesses and you acknowledge them, and rather than hiding them, you just show the world that, hey, this is who I am, and I've come to terms with that, and I'm really cool with it. And on top of that, I'm going to make fun of myself, not take myself too seriously, and understand that, hey, this is who I am. I'm a pretty cool person despite this, and it's a really cool thing because I have flaws and I'm still an awesome individual. What you going to do about it? So, here's the thing. Like, I see a lot of people on the internet, and I do think that they'll be like, okay, this is interesting, and they'll be like, I've adopted it, and you look at them and they're like, no, you really haven't adopted this yet. Like, if you actually look at them, they'll say they've adopted it, but when someone brings out their, flaws physically or whatever, they're kind of still shy about it. Like, they won't like hide from them, but you can still sense a bit of like uneasiness or insecurity, or just like not real confidence about it. And that's something that girls are very, very good at detecting. Any type of fakery, or like, I want to be this thing but I'm not, or I'm trying really hard. And so if you can genuinely embrace this, I mean, I'll give you some examples. If you're bald, or if you're obese, or if you're not like male model handsome, or whatever it is, you're not the best dressed there, you own it. Now, as a small caveat, you don't want to use this as a crutch not to improve your fashion style and sense and so forth. If you can, you want to up everything if you can. And most likely you can, and most guys are lazy or whatever. But again, it's very, very awesome when some guy can do this. And I think it's very, very attractive to females. One of the big reasons is because, especially looks, in terms of physical attractiveness, this is not a high scoring factor. Like, when you really think about it, like, it is not a high scoring factor at all. The more you learn about this, like, there's so many other factors that can overshadow it. If I had to choose like one factor that was just like average in, it would probably be looks. I mean, there's so many things that you can just knock the door down on, and they will look past your looks, from your humor, your wit, to again your owning your weaknesses, confidence, um, uh, kindness, intelligence, humor, um, a lot of things. I can go on and on. So it's very fascinating. And um, a long story short, like if someone's like making fun of you, or they bring up your your baldness, or some guy comes in and thinks he's like he can boss you around, he's alpha male. There's like, it's pretty cool if you like, to some girls, if you can just be like, hey, this is who I am, I love the fact that I'm bald, check this out, I can reflect the sunlight and just bounce it off my head. Isn't that awesome? Rather than just like shrivel up in insecurity. It's a huge thing, and there's a lot of reasons for that. All, some are even somewhat like scientific and logical from an evolutionary biology standpoint. But long story short, it's like it makes complete sense why people, not just girls, would like that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, in at the end of the day, these are just physical flaws and sometimes things that you've been dealt. Many people have not been dealt the best hand, but they owned it and they just destroyed because they own their flaws. And people understand that these flaws are minor in comparison to more important traits in a human being. And again, all these other things: compassion, kindness, humor, personality, confidence, on and on and on. Those things shine through, and you're like, okay, this guy's pretty darn awesome. I'll give him a pass on the fact that he's a bit bald. Who cares? Who gives a crap? So keep that in mind. And finally, it's a tough thing to actually pull off, and I do think it takes time. And I've heard that girls unconsciously and some consciously, they will start pushing you and testing you for this stuff, seeing how insecure you are and so forth, seeing if you do anything. I don't know if this is actually true, but regardless, don't put your mind on that. Just start working on it. And that's all I gotta say. Let me know in the comments, girls, if you agree, if you disagree, if there's anything you should add, any advice out there for the guys out there. And again, anyone else, who have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Later.